What's up, brother?
What's going on, man?
How you feeling?
What's up? What's
We
up,
here.
brother?
We here.
We here finally.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So, we want to take this time to talk to you just because, just feeling like the work that you're doing and the things that you have going on and upcoming are just like they're extremely special, man. Like,
Yeah.
where are you from?
Originally DeSoto, Duncanville area, Texas for sure. That's the house. Yeah, home state. Grew up in the South. Parents were amazing. They've guided me to allow me to do whatever I wanted to do. It was not a strict path, right? Like I'm a hooper at heart, but at the same time, I'm the same kid that like played with Legos and science and the piano and the saxophone and just took it by like trying everything.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. So, what would you say has got you to this path that you're on now? Like you're in like brand partnerships and brand activations and all of these things that are like
super dope, right?
so cool. like nobody knows about like to
Yeah.
get to that position. You know what I'm saying? Like how did you get there?
The phrase is long story short or short story long, but I would say first off, like at about 9 or 10, I started working in behind the camera and working in radio in my church. And my mentor at that time, he named Ed Brown. He owned a automotive shop in Oak Cliff. And he used to tell me every day, he would say like, hey, if you want to be great, if you want to be better than them, and we know who them are, is the white boys who would be like, they were in suits and all that. He said, you got to stay tapped in, and this is how we're going to do it. And he trained me from 9 all the way up to 18 years old, where he would have me there all day Sunday at church. I'm behind the camera, I'm pulling cords, I'm writing names on tapes and sending it to the radio station, like learning how to be focused for a period of time. So although I didn't go to children's church like everybody else, like I was supposed to, but you know, my parents raised me in a way that kept me guided on that path. When I got to college, I joined radio, television, and film at the University of North Texas. And it took me a little bit in college. I had fun. 6-year gang, you know.
It's all good.
Not 4.
It's all good.
2+ after that.
It's all good.
Yeah, right. And it like when I was in the program there in North Texas, I realized that like this is a path. I didn't think that I was gonna do like be on TV or anything. It was just the ability to be in a space that is forging forward. Its content is like it's completely different now. They've even changed the name of the program. But finished at North Texas in 2014. At that same time, I was interning under a legend named Tom Joyner at his company. And when I was at Tom Joyner, I worked there for 3 years, and then did a year for internship, or a couple summers. And we're talking about Tom Joyner.
Yes.
Fly from Chicago to Dallas, Chicago back and forth. Had his own radio show, one of the first nationally syndicated radio shows across the globe. And so again, remember from 9 to 18, I'm getting sharpened by this, I'm gonna call him crazy, but this guy that was very intelligent, very sharp. And then I switch over to a guy that still doing both. Like I still go to my church and help out, but then during the day, I'm at Tom Joyner all day.
Right.
Working for his nonprofit, and then I'll come down, work with him, shoot content, write his scripts, write scripts for artists that would come through and create content for his nonprofit.
Right.
But again, this is a black man pull up in a Lambo, black man pull up in the Rolls, like outside. So I walk outside and be like, man, Tom done pulled up in the Rolls today. And like, you know what I mean? Like that's every day for 3 years.
Yes.
And then at the same time, at night or on the weekend, I worked at NBC5. So I worked in the production room at night or in the morning. So from 5 to 10 a.m. every Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then go to church on Sunday, go to club on Saturday night, hit Waffle House, stay up for 2 hours, get to the production room, have my coffee, and running scripts. I'm just running scripts, bro. Running scripts, take it out, put it in front of the anchors, go back, what they need. Like, so I'm still in the mix, but now it's one moment I'm here with artists, the next moment I'm like running scripts, bro.
Absolutely.
And then that's every day for 3 years. And I only did NBC5 for a year and a half. Then there's this opportunity where I say, like, you know what? I have to get into advertising. Like, I got to get into advertising. The places in Dallas were just not opening for me. It's okay, right? Like, that means just choose something else. I found a program. It came through my email one day because, and I can say this now, but when I was at Tom Joyner, I was running there. He had his nonprofit is for historically Black colleges and universities. And so there was an internship that came through. It was an apprenticeship. And it was called Verizon Ad Fellows. And they were going to pay for you to fly to New York, live there for 8 months, and give you a salary. So let me hold this one. Apply. I applied, flew to New York one day. I'd never been to New York. I can check every journal that I've written or I write in. I journal a lot. There's not one sentence that says, oh, I'm going to move to New York and live in New York. Not one. Right. I found one internship application where I applied to a media company out there that was it. Yeah. So moving on, I took the opportunity, went to New York, stayed there for 8 months, and I was like, all right. When I got to month 6, I was like, this is New York. I'm here now, so we're going to turn up. Like, I'm not going back to Dallas right now. No. Even though it was calling me, it was like, hey, you can go back. But then I didn't. That means I didn't go all the way through the door to see what else was possible. Right. So the program, Verizon Ad Fellows, it was a 4-month rotational. I went to 4 different agencies. I went to Verizon, and then 3 other of their partner agencies that they use for media, experiential brand partnerships, and PR. So I was like, all right, cool. Like, I got to see everything, and I got to work on the brand. I worked on Super Bowl, the New York Mets launch day, like all these like things, right? When I got to this agency called Momentum, it was experiential brand partnerships for sports. I'm like, what? That's what I was like, what are you talking about? Then you figure out, like, every time a big brand has sponsorships at a football stadium, basketball, or they have athlete, like they may sign a deal, they have to execute it in some kind of way. Not just signage, like they got to do things. Like either it's feet on the ground. Yeah. Yes, you got to be take guerrilla marketing, but make it like this. Blow it up, spend some money. So like learning how to. When I heard that, I was like, this is dope. How do I get into this? And like, this was a natural fit. I'm throwing parties in Dallas, throwing concerts. It's where we're still trying to figure out our fuzziness, but like throwing concerts. Being in a community, I'm like, I can take that same skill set and then pull up here, flip to the not professional side, the corporate side, and then do the same thing. Right. So I say all that to say, Momentum was kind of that next door that took me into Experiential. I worked on Verizon's sports sponsorship. So I worked for 8 NFL stadiums, 2 NBA teams, the Hawks and another team, 6 Major League Soccer teams where I would run all of their experiences at these arenas. So imagine you come to the game day at a Major League Soccer and there's a Verizon like space outside and it's like playing soccer. We do VR headsets. You can see like they're promoting something, but we create an experience around it. Right. And I go inside, hang with the clients, go to the suite, make sure fans get super upgraded access. Like they can meet the players and do everything. When I say that out loud, you think about like, remember, I'm still a hooper. So it's like, how do you like, I didn't make it to the NBA. I didn't play college ball. So like, this is still a route to be around sports. Yes. And in a way that like, to keep it real, it's not a lot of black dudes in the spot.
That's
why at this point?
27. Yeah.
I think
28.
It's funny you say that because it's interesting. This might help a lot of people, right? Having a mentality of like being a hooper still, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, bro, you still, you know what I'm saying? You still gotta go.
Yeah.
You still got to go. But being able to be like, this is still a lane for me.
Yeah.
Even if I'm not necessarily on the court, I'm in the game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What was that mentality for you going towards that? Because a lot of people are still stuck 30s, like, nah, I can still make it.
No.
What was that? What was that switch for you that, like, you know what I'm saying, allowed you the okayness to be like, I'm gonna take this route?
Because I go in the rooms and I see how much money they spending in sponsorships and how much, if we do a meet and greet with a talent, I know how much they're paying them. And so now it's like I'm reverse engineering that moment from a standpoint of like, now I'm going back to talk to high school kids or college kids, and I pull up on them like, yo, you need to start building your brand ecosystem. What are your favorite shoes? What are your favorite shirts? Food to eat, whatever. So now when these brands come to you, you have already an established like way you want to go with in partnerships, rather than like, oh, I'm gonna just go hoop, and then when I get off the court, I don't got nothing to do. Like, I haven't created any relationships. So my mindset now is like, all right, every time I meet like a rep or I meet a player, I'm like, yo, what you got going? Or an artist, like, yo, what else is in your ecosystem? So because I know when I go in these rooms, the deal is, you know, a 5-figure deal to post content in Instagram. What?
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
Let me tell. Look, I be like, bro, let me tell you. I really like sit them down, man or woman. Like I sit them down, be like, this is how you can get to this bag.
Right.
Still be inside the line. So when I take that same thought process on my end, it's like, I'm getting reps in the gym, but it's go time. Yesterday was go time for me. Like I had been preparing for 5 months for a moment like yesterday.
Yeah.
Blew it out the water. Clients loved it. Like,
of course, it was amazing,
bro.
bro. Like being there again. Like I had saw you a couple of weeks before.
Yeah.
Doing your thing there. I feel like you took the learnings from that situation, and in this situation, piled on those learnings,
like,
and executed like amazingly.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna take these learnings from this one, because there's always opportunities,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
And then layer in what you need to layer in again. Same thing that you talked about. You know, people are always kind of, you know, who are you? And I'm like, I'm you know what I'm saying, I'm like the putty, bro. Like I just kind of smooth things out. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so when you were talking about, you know, the fuzziness, it's like I'm the person that kind of sees the fuzziness in situations, right? And so when I saw what was happening yesterday, I was like, I see some opportunities. I want to talk to Marcus about it. I'm gonna let him know like what I see and how to get these types of things taken care of, because, you know, again, like you talked about Kiati, you talked about Steve Francis, like both of these individuals.
I was so lit to see Steve.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the Rock,
Steve,
you know what I'm
bro.
saying? Like the heaviest rock in a
A
crossover.
real
that I've ever
6'4",
seen.
6'5". I was like, yeah, he real 6'4".
Like, no, for sure. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing is like both of these, and like, you know what I'm saying? Like people don't see, because people will look at like a wardrobe stylist or art director or, you know what I'm saying, costume designer or, you know, media personality or something like that, or like somebody that does production or directing, you know what I'm saying? Like, or like they don't realize like, yeah, you see them outside, but like, what did you see me when you were debriefing Kiati? What was I doing, bro?
Truthfully, when I saw you had the shoes outside, and I was like, I called him. I was like, hey, come all the way around. And then you come and you just set it up, and he didn't miss a beat. He's still in motion, right? And he wanted to change shoes regardless. Like he wanted to be in something else. And the fact that you just came in and boom, change shoes. And he just still going, and we still got to do what we needed to do, because as where Kiati is sitting in this moment, like, the shoes is the last thing he needs to worry about, but he wants to make sure as he walks around, he fly, because everybody looking at the kicks. Right. My question about the kicks earlier, like, what do I need? Exactly. So like, it's, in that moment, it removed his thought. It's already set up. He had them laced. I'm like, and I'm watching you, but I'm still like debriefing, like giving him the rundown. I'm like, damn, that was clutch.
But the thing is also like, how many people would probably look at that situation like, I ain't putting no shoes on somebody. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
some people in the spaces that they want to be in, they don't realize that the spectrum of work is on all the way up.
Exactly.
I can do, last night at the end of the event, I'm picking up trash and picking up fries off the ground. And then during the day, I'm like talking with the head client and like making sure all of that, right? Like I go the whole spectrum. Whole spectrum.
And that's what people don't, I don't feel like people get, and that's why when you're talking, it's so
spectrum
beautiful.
Of hustle.
Exactly. It's like, and it has to remove all
egos.
Because
we talked about that.
I'm too big to pick up some fries, or I'm too big to lace up somebody's shoes. Like, no, I'm in service this whole time.
You know
what I'm saying? Like, people don't realize like media and creativity, we're in the service industry. Bro. Like we're not in like this elitism. Like, oh, I got the clout to be in this building and I'm sitting in them. Nah, bro. Like the talent can do that, but how we're operating this thing, bro. Like you you have it dialed in, bro. So
Yeah.
like when you think about going from momentum,
Man, it's so crazy.
you know what I'm saying, going from momentum to narrative, going from sports specifically to like almost brand and sport. Like, how does that transition happen?
I think it's the institutional knowledge of sports that allows me to do the brand part in an authentic way. But at the same time, I stay 100% tapped in. I'm reading everything that comes out in the trades from a like whatever happens in brand partnerships. Then I watch the athletes or what the leagues are doing, and I just merge the two. And then it's just my natural state where I stay in all the time. I'm always inquiring, what is popping? I think that like you look at basketball or football, and I mainly mention basketball because that's what I work on right now, but when you look at the state of basketball and then off the court, like what these players want to be like and what they want the environment around the game of the basketball to be like, and just take that to brand partnerships. And like, I authentically have to be like, if we're going to do something dope, it can't be like a square. It can't be super white, it can't be mayo. Like, no, we got hot sauce, all that, catfish. We're mixing it in a way that feels like these two just translated with there's no confusion. It doesn't look like, oh, why was McDonald's here at a sneaker store? And it's like, fly. Like, no, we really did. It made perfect
all the
sense.
sense in the world. It made all the sense in the world because it's also, we talked about ecosystem, right? You talked about synergy.
Yeah.
You talked about, being connected.
Yeah.
Like, man, one of the biggest and brightest names in the sports industry, Ocho Cinco. What do you talk about all the time? McDonald's.
Yeah.
And when you grew up in the hood, what you eat, probably got to practice McDonald's. Like, these are things that
cemented.
They cemented in our culture. And the thing is like, you're pulling a brand like Eric Emanuel, who probably doesn't, like it's not saturated in those communities the same way that like a Nike or Adidas may be. You know what I'm saying? But the fact of the matter is that, his brand with Adidas, then his partnership with the American, like All American game.
Yep.
Like, and then with McDonald's, and then with Better Generation, it makes this full circle moment because PJ Tucker, and Brandon at Better Generation, they're tapped into the culture and all of the kids and those. So it makes all the sense in the world.
It makes so much sense. And I love that you broke it down like that, because one thing that for me is like, I'm not going to be in this position and I can't tap in with the community. Right. It's at my core. Right. I'm the kid that during the summertime, my mom sends me to Beckley Center in Dallas, and all the basketball players from the neighborhood of Dallas come by and they like do free community basketball. When you see that at 12, 13, 14, and then I become a camp leader, it's in me. So now like, oh no, we got this. I got it at scale. Oh, we pulling up. How much merch we got? All of it, right? Yeah. How many fries and McCrispies can I give away? All of it. Yeah. And it's like, I realize in a moment like yesterday, or even just some of the moments that I've had, especially on this brand, it's like, I'm servicing 3 spaces all the time. I'm always gonna give back, like I'm giving back. I'm putting the brand in a certain spot. And then of course I got like my corporate KPIs that I gotta hit. So like, we're putting the brand in the mix. I'm helping somebody. Someday, like that meal that I gave out of the 600 people, 50 people, I don't even know the number. It was somebody that was like, man, thank you.
I needed it.
All they did is just see somebody and just walk up. That was a moment. And I may have not seen those people, but I know they were there.
Oh, for sure.
And then maybe the pair of shorts or the shirt is like, that's the newest thing. The parents was like, they're tapped in. If you go look at because the price tag is on everything.
They gave away $80.
So it's like, now my community is being served. I put the brand in a space where all you heard yesterday was McDonald's, Coca-Cola, Better Generation, like putting the McDonald's in that space where they can be heard, and then focusing on, I got KPIs. I got to sell tickets. I got to get people to the door, all that. But there's 3, every time I go out the door with an idea, I know that in the back of my head, and that's what is driving me all the time. So when I think about drive, it's like, I got it at scale now. I'm gonna always tap in. I'm gonna make sure whoever's on the project is either some minority business of some type, like on every level, right? From my host to my DJ to the clean crew, like We finna get it. Like, yeah, let's tap in there.
Walk us through whether it was the past 5 months, 6 months, 3 months, leading up until yesterday. Like,
Yeah.
how long did it take, and what was that process like?
I'll say it like this. That process starts, it takes learnings from last year. So last year was called, the event similar to this was called Chi-Town Takeover. We had a bus that was built, and we went around the city of Chicago, went to 7 community spots, doing something similar, but a little bit more scaled down. Then in September, we announced the city. I knew we were coming to Houston. In that moment right there, I'm like, okay, this is the house. Like, how do I right now, from this moment, tap in with use every single resource I have, if it is everything. And now that what I know from that, once I know that, now it's like, okay, I'm gonna sit in and talk to my creative team. So I talk to creative team, my brand experience, which is production. And then I sit with the client. Like, my client is Black woman, Chicago. My other one is Black woman, straight out of the boot, Louisiana. And both of them, like, let's chop it up. What you want to do in the community? This is what I think we should do. How do you feel? And so taking that and taking it back to my team, and now we having briefings and conversations. When we landed on the idea of Houston Takeover, which is the program that we ran for the community, we pulled up to 11. We had 11 activations every week. We partnered with the University of Houston, and it was smart to partner there because they want to touch college students. All right, how do we touch college students? We're gonna go to the #2 team in the nation. Yeah. Although they lost yesterday, and you know what I mean, but going to the #2 team in the nation. And what's the biggest, the way I sold it in on the next level is there's a McDonald's All American on the team. Last year, 2022, Jarris Walker, who will be a top 5 draft pick, right? So like, we pull up, we do that. Now we're in a space of the college students. Then there was an opportunity to work with the Houston Rockets. Like, they have a concourse activations. Like, yo, we need to be there too. If the event is gonna happen at this arena, we need to show up there on at least 5 to 7 games. So they're used to seeing it. And they be like, oh, I know about the All-American game. Then a roster drop. You know, you got legends on there, or from a legendary family of DJ Wagner, his family, his dad and his grandfather, both are McDonald's All Americans. So now the anticipation continues to build. So now all this information helps us guide on creating these ideas. And for me, it's always playing both sides. I go to my client, tell them what we're doing, but continue to encourage them and let them know, like, this is gonna hit. Trust me, it's gonna hit. And they get weary. Like my client, she says, I got tummy rumbles. That's her thing. And I'm like, don't let it rumble, because I got you. And I was like, I always have this phrase that I say, have I ever let you down? And when I say it, I give them like a look. And I know they may feel some things don't hit, but I'm consistent. I come with ideas all the time. But then I go back to my internal team and we work. We go back and forth a lot. My production team, creative, like I can go in every room. That's the cool thing about my story. As you kind of hear it, it's like he did production, he's done creative, he understands strategy, data, like all of that. Like, I can sit in every room and then guide the team to execute something that we had yesterday. And I look at everything, right? I look at signage, I can look at floor plans, I can be like, that ain't gonna fit. Why, I can go in a space like this and be like, I know how far this wall is, or I can guesstimate, or what can go there, or what can't go there. Like, and then I just go back to my production team, like, hey, tell me what you think. And they will do the exact stuff. So it's like the ability to go in these rooms, in these spaces, and help every team lift us all up to get to that finish line. That's the key skill set, like the chameleon there. Gotcha. And to pull every single lever.
So tell me this, like, what exactly is your role?
Yeah, so I am a associate account director. So like strategy, account lead, so from a client perspective, and then just all team lead. Like it don't go forward without me.
Okay. So how
in a non-egotistical way.
No. So
it does not go forward.
So what does that look like to, like, those brands and those, you know what I'm saying, like people that you talk to from the community, like when they see your role, like and this is the reason why I'm asking, because in an experience like yesterday, you couldn't tell that that's what you are.
Yeah,
like you wouldn't be able to know like you're the person in charge of this event.
Yeah,
That's the hustle.
Again, the hustle spectrum. Like you're over there, like you said, you're picking up fries, to talking to the talent, to helping, you know what I'm saying, with a giveaway, to help putting out a fire over here.
Yeah.
Like you're so inundated with every part of everything that you can't tell exactly what you do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
but that's execution mode. That is game time. The lights are on, and what do I need, like basketball reference? What do I need to do in first quarter?
Right.
Oh, we need to pack bags? All right, bet. What do I need to do in the second quarter? Oh, talk to Kiati to make sure we giving away prizes, and walk over and be like, hey, this is the giveaway. And he like, oh, and we giving away a pair of like, bet. And I can go back and set it down. Or is it second quarter right before halftime? Hey, team, all teams, like on the mic, all teams go, like we're about to do our last, like third quarter, what do I need to do? Oh, we need to make sure Brandon Jennings and Janiah Barker, they come and hang out, like chop it up, make sure they get photos. All right, hey team, like make sure we get this. Fourth quarter, execution. My client, hey, how you doing? You want to take a photo? Boom, like then I go around, shake hands. Hey, thank you for coming. Talk to the owner operators, like. And in that moment, that's when everybody be like, oh, that's the guy. Fourth quarter.
Yes, yes, bro, that's hard.
That's the guy.
That's hard. Finish him.
Like, you look at your top players, first quarter, Jason Tatum. Let's take him for example. Jason Tatum, first quarter, I'm just get everybody involved, boom. You know? I may have an easy 6. Second quarter, I'm gonna turn up a little bit, especially depending on who I'm playing. 12. Halftime, I'm chilling. Third quarter, I'm right in it. As soon as we go, I'm going at everybody. Fourth quarter, it's only me.
Yeah.
It's only me.
That's
like,
beautiful.
When at that moment of fourth quarter in the last hour, I tell Kiati, hey, it's the last hour, do your thing. That's why he started doing I know y'all left, but he started doing 3-on-3. None of this is in the programming that I told him.
Right.
3-on-3. He had little 4-year-olds play 1-on-1. Like, bet. Now it's my time to go on the operator, client, my client, people I invited, like, go shake hands, introduce myself. There was a couple reps there, like, hey, what's up? Like, come holler at me, trying to work out tickets. Like, I do the whole thing, but that's when you know.
Yeah.
That's hymns. What do they say now? Hymns, I don't know. They put the hymn before Timothy. Now he's Timothy. Like, that's Timothy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you realize it in that moment. Yeah.
How important is infrastructure to this?
It is very important. It's also important to understand roles and responsibilities. It's also important for infrastructure sorry, let me take that back. When you say infrastructure, what are you talking about?
So you were about to break it down.
Yeah.
So from an infrastructure standpoint, infrastructure is the system that's operating, who's operating that system, and what is the goal in that system's function. So it's like breaking those things.
This guy.
What?
You're so funny, man. No, I appreciate it. Infrastructure for me is like, it's key to know the roles and responsibilities and who truly needs to handle certain situations. If you don't have that, then you're gonna flop. It's gonna fail because you didn't know how to delegate. Today, I know how to delegate. Did I need stuff bags? No. I got 2 volunteers. I got a team. Hey, this is the sign. I need every bag to have like this. Do 25. I'll come back if I need some more. We had these special giveaway posters. Hey, I'm not rolling these posters. Please roll the posters, put it in there. Delegation is the key to infrastructure. That's how you build around to move forward. If you don't know how to delegate to build the foundation, like, hey, you're in charge of this, you're in charge of this, we're not going forward. Then I'm gonna try to do everything. I can, but I can't. Not to win. Not
at that scale.
Not at that scale.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Because I was about to say, you talked about when you were younger, you were doing a lot of the hands part. You know what I'm saying? But now you're in the delegating part. How was there a struggle shifting gears from like hands to delegating.
Yeah. Yesterday was a perfect example again, and we're gonna get some clips and then drop it in this so we can have some reference points. But and because I think that would help tell this story. But like yesterday, when I worked in Experiential, like on the production side, I used to run brand ambassadors. So I would get 20 brand ambassadors, and I'd be like, "Hey team, what's up? You today's the day we're gonna do X, Y, and Z. Your role is to have energy, get people to download the app, so and so." I had a routine or whatever. Here's your clickers. Don't miss a number, because I'm gonna come check and ask about that clicker. Like that was my role when I was on site. Plus, I did other things, but I'm a great communicator in a large setting to a lot of people, and I'm relatable. I don't you're a brand ambassador, so I need you just like you need me. Like I know you got to take breaks, all that. So I treat you as like, yo, you gonna help me get my number, and I'm gonna make sure you want a little extra swag, or you gonna take another break, or you got family, you need to be on the phone or whatever. I need you, you need me. But yesterday, I'm so used to doing that. Like when I see brand ambassadors, I'm like, I want to control and be like, I need you to do this. But I didn't. Hey, team, make sure the BAs are so-and-so. Like, but the old me would have been like, trying to go over here. You got the clicker? Let me see your clicker. Like, that's y'all's responsibility to come back and say, let me know that we're good from a numbers perspective. It is a struggle because it's not even perfection, it's just execution. There's no perfection in execution. It's just, there's a finish line and I see it, and I want to make sure that we, as a unit, are getting there, but I have to delegate. But again, if you need me to do something, I'm gonna get it done.
I think that's super powerful. It's that image I see in my head with the best leaders aren't the ones that sit on top of that stone that everybody else is pulling. You're right there pulling with them.
Yeah.
So having the capability to do that, understanding it solidifies the infrastructure, because people know, hey, if he needs to get his hands dirty, but at the same time, you do have that understanding that you have to sit back sometimes and allow your people, in the same way you're allowing them to grow, right?
Yeah.
You're like allowing them to fit into spaces where you will need them at some point.
At some point.
Somebody needs to be a manager under you. That's like you telling them the things that you're doing, and then they're, you know what I'm saying? Handling that stuff.
And I'll add one thing to this. I have a teammate, and I have learned even in this process in the last year and a half to say, hey, I need you to do something for me. The good and the bad is I can take on a lot. Like I can manage a lot of things. I can spin a lot of plates, but I want to put some plates down, right? Like I'm good with 3. Do I really need 6? Do I really need to manage 6 things in the corporate world and then go home and I got other things going? Do I really want that many? No, I know somebody, she's smart as hell. She a hustler. Yo, take the better generation, she helped get me to the place where I felt comfortable to go back to the clients and present ideas. She would move the needle on the things that some people would call small, but they're so intricate that I needed it. She handled it. And she pushed me on that. So it's like, I needed her. She knows it, but she told me one day, she was like, you're not gonna say when you need help. So I'm gonna just say, you need me to do this? And I'm like, you're right. You know when I'm not gonna say it, but you know when to say, hey, Marcus.
That's the best partnership stuff.
Yeah. He does it to me all the time.
I love that.
He does it to me all the time. And that's the thing, is because he sees that, like, with so much is going on in my head, he's like, hey, I need you to dump that.
Yeah.
Let's organize that.
Yeah.
Because I see your wheels are spinning and we're bouncing around, and we're 2 days removed from doing anything productive. So it's clear that there's some stuff that's going on in your head. So you need to get that out.
Yeah,
so
get
we
it
can
out.
actually be productive.
That is so real.
And so what you're talking a lot about right now is capacity, right? And so understanding your capacity to be able to optimize at an efficient level, and then to be able to do optimization in a beautiful scale. So like to wrap this up, man, I want to.
About to be done?
Yeah, we're about to be done, bro. Because we got to get you to your thing. We got to get you to where you got to go.
Yeah.
So to wrap it up, bro, like I want to ask, to somebody that's in a position where they don't know that a position like this exists, like for somebody that is looking at you and they're just like, man, like, how do I get there? You know what I'm saying? Like, what would be some opportunity, like, some opportunity executables that you can give to them to like get to a place that they didn't maybe know existed before?
Yeah. Before I answer that, I first off want to thank y'all for like having me and having me pull up, because it's great to share this story and share my story, and in a way that like I usually don't talk about it. It's sometimes a little bit more chronological, but this helps.
Yeah.
This is dope. And then another thing I want to talk about is the optimization. Like I can operate at 80 and it look
like 120. Right.
But I don't want to, right, that won't allow me to go to that next space.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Because I need to release so I can open the space up. So what requires 120 from me, I can give that. Right now, if I operate 80, that means I got too many things, too many plates, right? Like, so I need to drop it down or get rid of things so I can optimize and take on bigger things that would allow me to go further. And I wanted to share that. When I think about like, how do you get to this space right now? A couple things that come to mind is like, first off, depending on where you at age-wise, but like, if you're just coming out of school, you need to find like an apprenticeship program where you can, if you want to go corporate side, find an apprenticeship program, meaning you need to find a program that's going to pay you to work in advertising or in the music business or sports business. They exist. Verizon Ad Fellows is one. There's a couple other ones that are through marketing programs. That Marcus Graham Project, another one, like huge. If Marcus Graham is from, what's the movie? Marcus, darling. Boomerang.
Yes.
Boomerang is based on an advertising show or advertising company. The founders created Marcus Graham Project to get minorities in advertising. They have had 10 boot camps. Some of the top marketing people that you can think of have came from this boot camp. So it's moments like that. They exist. Yeah. And you can do dope stuff. They did Dre Beats. Like they have clients with Dre Beats. They have clients with all of the like 4 NBA teams. So like it exists. If it is not corporate side, and if it is, and you entrepreneurship and you're like, how can I do this? I recommend, do I give the secret?
Sauce.
Do I, that's it. No, that's real. I would, if you're in sports sponsorships or you want to find talent deals and all of that, you look for the micro and macro influencers, or you look for the top basketball, football players that are juniors in school right now. Man. And you pull up on them, you go to every, if there's a junior right now in my hometown in Dallas and he or she is 4 3-star, I'm pulling up to the games. I'm finding out who grandma is. I'm finding out who auntie is. What's up? I'm Marcus. No, I'm not an agency rep. I do off the court kind of partnerships and help secure NIL deals, or I focus on just making sure that they're starting to build their brand around this. Not asking for anything today, but keep me in mind I'm gonna pull up, I'm coming hang out. Or you do it the cooler way. I'm just pulling up, say what's up. Hey man, I like your game. Hey, you go hard. Tell me more. Are you a dope? You want to just go to school for volleyball? Oh, bet. Like now I'm building relationships, because remember, if this kid is a 4-star, by the end of their junior season, they've already gotten the calls, and the teams are pulling up. If I'm looking for, we flip it back to the influencer side, micro, macro. You take a Kiati, you look at the top club promoters, you look at the top DJs. Like, man, what you do when you're not DJing at the club? Well, I do bars or whatever. I bet I know, like, Apple needs a DJ for their opening night they're gonna release the iPhone. They want a DJ. Like, let's start getting this corporate bag. Like,
yeah.
Tell them what you said yesterday, bro.
I was telling him, I was like, at the event, I was like, bro, because it speaks exactly what you just said. Imagine if y'all had Brandon Jennings, that's cool. But imagine y'all had like these junior stars that came out. They got a following.
Yeah.
They got kids that wants to touch them. They're touchable.
Yeah.
More touchable than a Brandon
Jennings,
but like to get you could get 10 potential Brendan Jennings
Yep.
for that one Brendan Jennings. You feel me?
Yeah.
So it's like, if we were
That's
talking
crazy.
about that, I was like, hey, it would have been cool to see like 10 young cats in there posting on Instagram or whatever.
Yeah,
Hey,
like
guys,
they hanging
pull
out.
up, we here. You have hundreds and thousands of kids coming out.
Yeah, because
Or one that
they're
might be the one next year.
Yeah.
because they're following and when I present a lot, I mentioned it very slightly earlier, but like KPIs, data. Like I can look at a kid and know by their social media following, like, oh, they'll move the needle if we put them on something, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, like when you look at a brand like McDonald's All American, there's certain things that they can and cannot do, which is fine.
That's what I realized.
But it's still like, there's a program that I introduced last year and started working on. It's called McDonald's All American Sustain, like the program that keeps the brand lit during the off season. Starting next month, all the way to September, basketball is year round.
Right.
Don't stop.
Right.
McDonald's All American should be year round, no matter what. WNBA All-Star, WNBA Draft. The top 9 WNBA draft picks this year are McDonald's All Americans.
Oh, wow.
When you know that, what would you do? Like if I knew that the top NBA, like when I found that out, now I'm calling to my friends that work at the WNBA, hey, what y'all doing for the draft? Like, can McDonald's come in there and sponsor the space and do like a little Hall of Fame of their experience or like them playing in the game, like create a McDonald's All American house for the top draft picks. So it's staying relevant. But then when you talk about the junior and sophomores that can go get it. They can go get it.
Yeah.
Where are they at from May until August? They on the circuit.
Yeah.
We can't be, we back here. No, I'm pulling up to,
Yeah.
I'm going to Vegas for the top camp that happens there. Or I go to EYBL, which is the big Nike camp. Or I go to Adidas SSB, which is the big Adidas circuit where these kids come in. This is their moment to see if they are a dog or not. That's where we need to go.
Absolutely.
Not over there,
Absolutely.
over here. And so it's like pitching that. And how I just said it to you all, 2 years ago, I would have never said that to a client. But today, I'll say it like that. Like, just the words I said. Yo, we need to go see who a dog or not. Can they really go get it?
Yeah.
But we need to show up with the brand. But not in like, hey, basketball. Like, no, do something dope. Do sneaker airbrush. Do some customization. Do little jerseys and tees and like do hats that make consumers and players just touch the brand. Little moments.
The whole year.
The whole year. Nothing extra, right? Like do a little watch party, set up like you can plug in and be consistent there rather than trying to be so big that it's like, oh, there's a corporate brand here again.
Here they come again.
Yeah.
They're coming to take from us.
Yeah,
not to
you're
give to us.
coming to take. I partnered with we partnered with Thanksgiving Hoop Fest. Hoop Fest brand is which they have 5 showcases throughout the holiday season in the fall for the high school basketball teams. Jerry McCain, who's on the roster now, Bronny's played, like all these top kids have played in the last 5 years on this platform. This year we went to Thanksgiving Hoop Fest in Dallas at my old high school, Duncanville High School. And the first pitch to the client was like super basketball focused. First off, these kids are business. They not lacing up, and they may play around. They not lacing up or doing anything that will embarrass them or cause them to get injured outside of the court. Like if you got little things on and they can just shoot, cool. But if they gotta do something that shows off their ability in a space that's not controlled, they won't do it. Client was like, no. All right, cool. Then we had another conversation. We ended up partnering with By Way of Dallas, Hands out of By Way of Dallas. And we did like shirt customization in the hallway. Every kid, every parent, everybody in that damn school for 3 days came by our booth.
Wow.
And just wanted a t-shirt that said Thanksgiving Hoop Fest, and then I put the McDonald's All American on a shirt, every shirt, Adidas, but I was really promoting Hoop Fest, and it was shirts, it was giveaways, it was light, it was dope. We had the music, it was a dope design.
Yeah.
When you look at something like that, that's a push.
Yeah.
I already knew I was coming to we were going to come to Houston for the game.
Yeah.
So we were in Dallas. Dallas is a hopping scoot. It's 4
Right down
hours.
the street. Yeah.
It's the biggest basketball showcase. Boom. We just gonna keep it light, be there, and show McDonald's All American in a sponsorship space, but in a way that we're giving, and I'm not taking away.
Yeah.
My take is different, right? It's like I got Instagram followers, promotion, get to promote tickets, like all of that. That is completely different than trying to take something from a kid or families or anything. I'm giving, boom.
I love it, bro.
Yeah.
Man, thank you so much for your time.
I don't want to end, man.
It's
What else
real,
we
man.
gotta be
It goes
talking
quick.
about?
It
Yeah.
goes quick, man.
First
Yeah.
All right,
So,
yeah,
man,
yeah.
thank you so much,
No,
bro.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
Thank you for letting me share my story, bro.
Absolutely, man. We want that story, and we want to share other stories like yours, man. So,
Yeah.
like, what we're gonna do off camera, you know what I'm saying? Like, we'll just kind of top it up with you and just kind of, you know, let you know, like, you know, who you want to see, like, who would you want to see come on here, or who would you want to do this type of situation with, and have a conversation with them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, we'll try to figure out how to bring these communities together in
I
a
love
beautiful
it,
way.
man.
You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, we go from there.
I love it, man. I appreciate it. Thank y'all.
Absolutely,
Thanks for the questions, because it was dope to just pull it all out and share it. And hope I dropped some gems.
No, man, you dropped a whole bunch.
There's
bro.
one that I'm hoping I can bring back from my memory. We're gonna look on camera because I got to get that one.
Bro,
Yeah.
I appreciate you.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it, brother.